Good afternoon, guys. It is August 5th, 2021. On this video here, I want to talk about something that I take pretty seriously with being prepared. And that is first aid. Um, First aid is absolutely vital to have on hand. It is not something to take lightly. Um, because if you do, when something happens and you get pretty badly injured, you are gonna be sorry. You're gonna wish that you had stuff on hand. So, I'm gonna go over a few items that um, we keep in our house. I also want to let you know get full first aid kits. Like, they sell them on Amazon, they sell them at Walmart. Just a full-size first aid kit to keep in your car. Okay, and in each one of your vehicles, keep it in your car at all times. So that way, if you or somebody else needs help or something, you have that right there. Most of them are going to contain band-aids and other supplies, gloves, you know, ice packs, cotton balls, tweezers, stuff like that, just all kinds of stuff. But this is just a general view of some things that I think is important to have on hand. Even if you don't need them on a regular basis, get them. Get them now. Because you never know when you're going to need something like this. And it's not if you're going to need it, it's when. Because something is always going to happen, at some point. And it's just better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So, here's a few things that I want to cover. Number one is very obvious, but have band-aids of multiple sizes. These are extra large ones. You've also got your regular. This box is kind of smashed. It's been crammed in the drawer for a while. So please excuse that. The other thing is bandage wrap, medical tape, gauze, cotton balls or cotton rounds. These cotton rounds are honestly a little bit better because they don't give off as many fibers and they don't get stuck in wounds if you're trying to treat those. Tweezers, thorns, stingers, whatever happens, you're always going to want tweezers. And rubbing alcohol and hydrogen peroxide are both very good disinfectants as well as treatments to clean the area of the wound. So those are just important to have on hand. But I will also add, I don't know how good this book is, to be honest. I don't know if there's better, but just some kind of medical book. Guys, you never know what can happen. If something happened that caused a problem in our systems, to where you couldn't get medical treatment or something right away, or you couldn't get it at all, having this knowledge and information is absolutely vital. You can look up videos on YouTube on medical um, things like, if a person stops breathing or treatments for things or whatever. Um, you know, you just never know. And I would suggest, um, if you have people that you know personally in the medical field, that you would ask them, some of the basic procedures for doing things and taking care of emergencies and things like that. Um, but also, not only with the first aid, but just, medically, painkillers, Tylenol, ibuprofen, um, you know, all kinds of stuff, anti-diarrhea medicine, um, you know, just all those things that are necessary. Cold medicine, cough drops, all that stuff. You need to make sure that you have that stuff on hand because it is miserable if you don't have what you need. And stock up. Don't just get a few boxes of band-aids and just leave it at that. Get as much as you can. Don't go out and just hoard stuff, but have backups upon backups upon backups. The other thing is, we keep a first aid kit in our tornado shelter area. Wherever it is that you take shelter for tornadoes or severe weather, always have a first aid kit in there. Because if something happened during the tornado and you had debris flying in, or you had something and somebody was seriously hurt and you couldn't get out of that situation yourself, or even if you could, you need to know where that first aid kit is in those emergencies. So always keep that first aid kit wherever it is that you take shelter for tornadoes, whether that's in your bathroom, in a closet, in a basement, in an underground shelter, wherever it is. I don't care where you take shelter, as long as it's safe. But always have a first aid kit fully stocked and fully prepared in that location, ready to go, along with water and, all that stuff for emergencies. Because it's not if something happens, it's when, because something's always going to happen. Something is always going to come up that is unexpected, and you need to be prepared. Because, folks, being without first aid is extremely dangerous. It can be very dangerous if something happens and you don't have anything to take care of the situation. Now, I understand that not everybody, is in the medical field and knows everything medical, but at least being able to do what you can in an emergency absolutely can save someone's life. So, this is just something very important to consider. As we know, last year hydrogen peroxide and rubbing alcohol are hard to find. So, even if you don't use these things that often, just have them on hand because you never know when you're going to need them, and it's better to be safe than sorry and have them in case you actually do need them, because you never know when you're going to need them. So, anyway, I hope this was informative. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos.